Next is Six Crimson. Next is Six Crimson. Next is Six Crimson. Crimson. Crimson? Crimson. Crimson. Crimson Cranes? Next is Six Crimson Cranes. Hello nerds, welcome back to another video. Gabriella here. Today is a good day and it's going to get even better because today we're going to talk about some of my most anticipated releases of the summer. So all throughout the year, of course, authors release book after book after book, and honestly, sometimes it's hard to keep track. I want to read so much, I don't have the time to read every book that is published all year long, unfortunately. And I will never have all the time in the world to read every book that has ever come out. But sometimes I like to keep track and try to stay on top of it and try to read as much of the new releases as I can. Get, with the hype before the hype begins, okay? So I can be a trendsetter, so I can really discover the great new reads. So now, of course, there are many, many books coming out this summer, especially after the pandemic where so many books were pushed by publishers to a later date. So many new books have come out or are coming out this summer that I can't not wait to get my hands on, even though I am on a book buying ban, okay? I'm not buying any of these books right now, but know that I really want to, okay? I really want to. So before we get into the video, don't forget to click that little subscribe button and that little bell icon so you can be notified of every new video if you want more anticipated releases, book hauls, reading vlogs, and all around other bookish videos. Let's get into it. So the first book that I'm really excited about is A Touch of Malice by Miss Scarlett Sinclair. I read earlier this year A Touch of Darkness, which I really, really enjoyed. It was just great. I will link that wrap up above, but I loved it so much. Touch of Malice is the third book in this series, well, sort of, because if you don't know, the A Touch of series is the retelling of Hades and Persephone love story in sort of a modern world setting where the Greek gods just walk among us and they are like part of everyday life. They're sort of like the hit celebrities of the times. And it is a story of Persephone meeting Hades and falling in love, and steamy scenes ensue. I have started just a tiny bit, A Touch of Ruin, which is the second book in the series, and now A Touch of Malice just came out in May, and I think she has another book planned for the series, as well as some books that are from Hades' perception and point of view, which are like staggered in between as well, although I'm not as interested to get Hades' point of view. I really enjoy Persephone's point of view. But yeah, I've loved the first book so much, and I'm so excited. The third book, A Touch of Malice, came out May 25th. I'm gonna count that as summer. But yeah, this is the time to get your hands on it. So another book that I'm really excited about that also did come out on May 25th is Hani and Ishu's Guide to Fake Dating. That sounds like the perfect read, not only for Pride Month, but for summer. Because listen to this. Hani is a bisexual girl. She comes out to her friends as bisexual. They invalidate her bisexuality. I mean, this isn't new, okay? This is like usual bisexuality problems, okay? But they end up invalidating her bisexuality because they say she's only been into boys so far or only dated boys. So she decides to lie to her friends and say that she's in a relationship with another girl at school. This girl named Ishu, who everybody dislikes. She's sort of like the nerd, sort of wallflower type. And so Ishu accepts to become Hani's fake girlfriend, and fake dating trope. We love to see it, okay? With the bisexuality into it, but also the fact that they're both Bengali, and there's this whole religious and traditionality to it that makes it difficult to be, not straight. So I'm so excited, people of color, queer, summer vibes. It's just, honestly, whoever picked that release date, God tier, man, God tier. The third book is The Chosen and Beautiful by Neve Vo, which came out on June 1st. I am really excited about this one. I've been hearing about it all since the beginning of 2021. It is a retelling of The Great Gatsby, a story that I love. I love the book. I love the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. But it is from an Asian author, and the main character ends up being Asian. So it's sort of an Asian retelling of The Great Gatsby, still set in America, still set during the Prohibition era. I believe there is some queerness to it because the main character is queer. With the Asianness of it, there's still racism happening in the 20s, guys, okay? And 2020s too, but you know. And there's still the money, the luxury, and I think there's like a bit of magic infused into it. All those points, like just perfection to perfection to perfection. So I really, really want to get my hands on this one. I'm really excited. I love reading from Asian authors and reading Asian stories. I love retellings. I love The Great Gatsby. I love queer stories. I love some speculative fiction, some magic thrown into things. Just sounds like pure fiction. Next is a book that I actually already own because I was sent this by the publisher, but it is The Other Black Girl by Zakiya Dalila Harris. And I've talked about this book before. I've hauled it in my birthday book haul, I believe, which will be linked up here. But I just read the blurb. I didn't read the full synopsis because I just love the blurb so much. I wanted to go the rest of it in blind. But the blurb is Devil Wears Prada meets Get Out. Oh, just every time I think about that, it sounds amazing. And I'm so sad I haven't read it yet. It's been a rough time, okay? Just came out of a reading slump. I'm reading 15 books now. Okay, that's not true. I'm reading 2 books right now. But this is definitely very high up on my list. Just came out June 1st as well. We love a black story. We love a black girl on the cover, okay? We love black girl in the freaking title. And we love a great concept. And I've been following Zakiya on social media since I heard about this book a few months ago. And her press tour has been awesome, and I just love the visibility that it's been giving to Black women and Black female authors. Definitely a worthy pickup. Next is another book that I own as well, the one, the only, One Last Stop by Miss Casey McQuiston. And holy moly, guys, you can see the tassel. You know, I started reading it. Came out June 1st, pre-ordered it last year in 2020, okay? I ain't kidding, I ain't playing. Red, White, and Royal Blue is still to this day one of my favorite books of all time. It was her debut novel, but I knew that Casey McQuiston was going to end up one of my favorite authors. I wasn't wrong, you guys. I'm always right. I knew it. One Last Stop, I'm exactly halfway through, 50% of the way there. I'm hoping to finish this book this week. I'm actually filming a reading vlog, which I will link down below once it is out. But it's a reading vlog, primarily reading this beautiful gem, and I've loved this so much so far. The characters, the storyline, it's just some sort of mystery. But basically, it is a queer love story, woman loving woman. The main character, August, meets the secondary character, Jane, on the subway in New York City, and then they realize that Jane is stuck on the train with some sort of magical happenstance. So you have the mystery and like the thrilling aspect of trying to get Jane to, you know, survive, and you also have the budding romance between Jane and August, and it's just chef's kiss. And again, June 1st, Pride Month, perfect time to release this bad boy, okay? I mean, let's be real, Casey McQuiston is really queer, so I feel like all her books are appropriate, like all her future books will also be appropriate for Pride Month, but cannot speak highly enough of this book that I'm only halfway through of. Next is one of my most anticipated releases of the summer, like, I mean, the rest of the books I've been talking about, but also of the year, because like I said, I love melanin on the cover. I love seeing Black folks on the cover, of people of color on covers of books. And the next book, again, is another one that I just read the blurb because it was enough for me, and I am itching to buy it, and I think it is on sale on Chapters Indigo, and I'm on a book buying ban, but if something's gonna break my book buying ban, that's the one, I think, you guys. That's the one. But it is Ace of Spades, and it is a YA contemporary novel. And the blurb. Are you ready? Gossip Girl meets Get Out. Oh. Yes. We love the meets Get Out thing, okay? Same thing with The Other Black Girl, and now we've got Ace of Spades. And the cover of this book, one of the most beautiful covers I've ever seen. I honestly love it so much. it's just, it's perfect. Like, whoever designed it, woo, can we be friends? But it is a story of two characters who are being bullied by this anonymous person online. We get the Gossip Girl, they are Black, we get the Get Out automatically. But that is all I know about the book so far. That is another one that I really want to go in blind, because I feel like when you go into Get Out blind, it was much better that way. So when you go into these books that are blurb to be like Get Out, I want to go in blind as well. But I'm so excited. Came out June 1st, and you guys, if I don't buy this book after filming this video, because just talking about it, I'm like riling myself up, I don't know what kind of strength I have to not buy this book, like right now. I don't know how you have the strength to not buy it, but woo. Anyways, I'm just really excited for this book, and the cover. Let's just take a moment of silence for this beautiful cover. Okay. Next, coming out June 3rd, is a book by Nicola Yoon, which is Instructions for Dancing. Again, melanin on the cover. Trust, not every book in my anticipated releases has melanin on the cover, but I mean, we all know they're superior, okay? But Nicola Yoon, if you don't know, wrote The Sun Is Also a Star and Everything, which are super popular YA novels. But Instructions for Dancing is a story of this girl who suddenly gets this power where when she sees couples together, she can see how their romance began and how their romance ended, or is going to end in the future. And she starts getting these visions, and it makes her stop believing in love, because every couple she sees have a horrible breakup, or just have a breakup in general. In comes another character, okay? You get it? It's a romance YA, okay? In comes another character, and hopefully she will believe in love again. That sounds amazing. But yeah, June 3rd by Nicola Yoon, Instructions for Dancing. Woo! Next is All Our Hidden Gifts by Caroline O'Donoghue, coming out June 8th. I'm so excited, not only because of the cover, but also because, of course, the synopsis. The main character, Maeve, which just makes me think of Sex Education, best show ever, by the way. If you haven't watched it, it's on Netflix, okay? But the main character, Maeve, who lives in a small town in Ireland, goes to a Catholic high school, and she finds this random pack of tarot cards hidden somewhere in the school. And she becomes the talk of the school because she does incredible tarot readings, and she becomes the most sought after tarot reader in the school. I don't know how many tarot readers there are in this school, okay? Because there were none in my high school. I don't know about y'all's. Anyways, she ends up picking a card for her ex-friend Lily that is a card she's never seen in a tarot pack before, which is called the Housekeeper. And after some sort of heated fight with Lily, Maeve wishes she would just disappear. And guess what? That's what Lily does. Disappears without a trace. Just poof from existence. So then it's a story of Maeve trying to figure out with the tarot cards how to bring Lily back, what the Housekeeper means, but also juggling the fact that she was trying to entertain a romantic relationship with Lily's gender fluid sibling Ro. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, but again, June, Pride, gender fluid representation. We love to see it. Yes. But yeah, I'm really excited. And again, incredible cover. I know I say this to like literally every book ever, but just look at that, you guys. That's just outstanding. But yeah, another really exciting book, another YA. I love the mystery. I love the romance of it. So exciting. The next novel is Blood Like Magic by Liesl Sandbury. And I am so excited for this book. It is coming out June 15th. First of all, again, melanin on the cover. But I'm also really excited about this one because I actually have access to an arc online from it, from NetGalley, which I'm really excited to read. I haven't started yet, but I'm going to try to speed read that one before it comes out June 15th. But it is a story of Voya Thomas. She is a young witch, and to pass through this like sort of witch trial to become like, I don't know, like a real full-blown witch, the council tells her that she has to kill her first love, or the entire Thomas line of witches will lose their magic. I mean, talk about pressure, right? But the problem is, Voya has never been in love. How is she gonna sacrifice someone that doesn't exist? Struggles. So she decides to try and find the perfect man who she can fall in love with and then sacrifice to save the entire lineage of Thomas, which is like a whole thing. Okay, like it's a whole thing, like killing your first love. Woo! But again, trying to find the first love, knowing that you have to kill them. But I am so excited. I'm hoping for a good ending to this book. Like, I hope she doesn't have to kill her first love, but if she does, I mean, girl, girl boss, you know, do what you gotta do. But I'm really excited for this release on June 15th. Next is Gearbreakers by Zoe Hannah Mikuta, coming out June 29th. It is the story of sort of a dystopian society, I believe, where the two main characters are at opposite sides of a war, and they end up realizing that they're fighting for a common purpose. They decide to team up, but romance ensues, and they start falling for each other, even though they're not supposed to because they're still on opposite sides of a war. We love enemies to lovers, guys. Like, in this house, enemies to lovers is supreme. King, queen, monarchy. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited about Gearbreakers. I've actually had Gearbreakers on my Goodreads since like last fall, I think. And it's another book that I'm itching to pre-order, but I'm on a book buying ban. I think this entire video is just a whole like video about tempting myself to buy books that I don't want to buy because I'm on a book buying ban. Do you feel me? It's like I'm fighting myself right now. I'm in a boxing ring and I'm the only person in there. This is a struggle. This is hard. Next is Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim, also author of Spin the Dawn, which is like a really popular fantasy series over on like BookTube, Books Around, Book Talk, you know, book social media. But it is the story of Shiori. She is a princess, heir to the throne in her kingdom, but she has dark magic, which is forbidden, that runs through her vein, and she has access to this magic. She's usually good at concealing it. However, when she's supposed to get married to a man she doesn't love, she just loses control and her magic gets revealed. Her evil stepmother, I'm adding the evil there, but she evil, okay? Her evil stepmother ends up banishing her and turning all her brothers into cranes. And if ever Shiori speaks a word, for every word she speaks, one of her brothers will die. I'm assuming it's 6 brothers, because, you know, 6 cranes, logically. So Shiori has been banished. She has nothing, no one, no money, and no words. All she has is her magic. And when she discovers a ploy by her stepmother to take over the throne in her absence, she must fight with the man she never wanted to marry to try and get the throne and set the kingdom right. I feel like this is great. This is so much like high fantasy, high magic, but also very fairy tale like with the loss of voice and all that. We think like Ariel. We kind of think like Ella Enchanted. You know, she can't say what she wants to say. And then we also get the enemies to lovers. She never wanted to marry him. Okay, this was an arranged marriage, but they're gonna fight together, and I'm assuming some sort of romance will happen. And so excited. And again, people of color, authors, characters. We love to see it. And of course, it comes out July 6th. Next is She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Shan. The blurb just says, Mulan meets the Song of Achilles, which, whoa. That's a lot of power to put there. Like those two things together. Mulan's my favorite princess. The Song of Achilles is on my TBR this month. I'm hoping to read and finish it this month, and it has been loved wildly by like the entirety of the English-speaking world as a Greek myth retelling. So I'm really excited about that. But basically, She Who Became the Sun seems to be a sort of retelling of an actual historical fact, which was the rise of the Ming Dynasty. So hence the Mulan, and you know, you feel me, we're vibing. Yeah, outstanding cover. Gosh, I could honestly do videos just talking about book covers. They're just, to me, okay? I'm really excited about this. Mulan being my favorite Disney princess makes it, it's God tier, okay? It's God tier. Already this book I know is going to be widely loved, and I love Asian stories set in Asian worlds by Asian authors. We love to see it. We love to see it. We haven't gotten to see it that often now, but we love to see it. Last but not least is How Moon Fuentes Fell in Love with the Universe by Raquel Vasquez Gilliland. And is the story of Moon, whose sister became a huge influencer and reached stardom. But Moon is plus size and considered, the ugly one, and she feels like she's destined to just be in the background, be the camera woman, and never be seen because she's too unattractive. She ends up getting a job as the merch girl on some sort of influencer tour bus that is touring the country. And she ends up, going into this rivalry with this man named Santiago Phillips, who's an influencer. And her world gets turned upside down, and hopefully Moon will get to see her true beauty. So it is very coming of age, getting to know yourself, but also self love and self acceptance with some sprinkling of romance, exploration of jealousy, sibling rivalry. It sounds amazing. And I also have an electronic art for this book, which I'll be reading through NetGalley, so I can't wait to review that one for you guys. But yeah, it just sounds like an incredible story. And again, we love stories, by melanin infused people, by people of color. We love to see it. So that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for listening all the way through. And if you watched all the way through today, our emoji to comment down below will be a palm tree. Yes, it'll be a palm tree for summer releases. Yes, let's go. Down in the comments, please let me know as well what books you are excited for this summer. Is it one that I've mentioned, one that I haven't mentioned, one I don't know about, or that I forgot to mention? Please let me know down below. I'm always willing to make my everlasting TBR a million books longer, okay? And as always, my social medias are all down below. My Facebook, my Twitter, my TikTok, and my Instagram are down below, as well as ways you can support this channel with my Amazon wish list and my Ko-fi. I also have my book outlet referral code and my TubeBuddy referral code also down below. And all the books that I mentioned today will be linked down below with affiliate links from Amazon. If you buy any of those books through those links, I get a bit of money at no extra cost to you, which helps me bring you some of that free YouTube content. Yes, we love to see it. So thank you so much for watching. See you soon. Bye.